This is my August 2008 Croatian sailing holiday. The weather was baking hot most of the time. This was the first stop, Zlarin. Very picturesque, as you can see. Lovely warm water. Very laid back town. Nobody seeming too busy. Not much sign of anyone other than Croatians and Brits. Not very touristy. Everywhere you go there were people selling oil and fruit. I'm on day 2 of the Croatian yachting holiday, and I'm on the island of Zlarin, which is in fact owned by the inventor of the Maglite, who is in fact Croatian, and there's a large villa somewhere else on the island. We had a good journey yesterday. It was about 10 or 15 miles. We sailed for most of it. It was a good force 3 to 4, and the yacht is really good, brand new, virtually everything works fine, and we got up to about 6 or 7 knots. The temperature is absolutely baking hot when you stop, but normally there's a breeze which cools you down. It's probably about 35 degrees at the moment, and the water is apparently 30 degrees water temperature, but I haven't tried it yet. We anchored up yesterday in a bay, but had a bit of fun with the anchoring because the water is incredibly deep here. It goes down to about 20 metres within 20-30 feet of the shore, so you've got to come up really close and hope that your anchor holds on what's fairly rocky at the bottom. Well, it's 9 o'clock on Monday morning and we're about to have the briefing to find out where we're going for the rest of the day. This is the boat, the Bavaria 32, very new, in very good condition. We're going now down into the saloon, and you can see from its size that it's quite well laid out. The forward cabin there where I stayed, a fridge, sink and decent cooker. Plenty of space for 3, 4, 5 people and a decent sized chart table. The loo is on the left side and the rear cabin there. And the loo and shower was actually quite useful. This is the next day's sailing, fairly typical sailing, not much wind, plenty of sun. You were given a destination and a time to be there, and the rest of it was down to you. You could stop and anchor up at a bay somewhere, or just motor all the way. Anchoring was quite problematic because the ground is very rocky. In the afternoon, late evening, we anchored up and then generally chatted or went for a meal. Privik Luka is the name of this place, fairly typical. Lots of yachty activity. Reasonably modern, very Italian. No real beaches in Croatia, unfortunately, which is a problem. But plenty of people enjoying the lovely warm water. Very reminiscent of Italy and Greece as you walked around, and very hot. Sometimes, instead of mooring, we rafted up, joined together in the middle of a bay. You could then swim to the shore, or inflate your dinghy. There were lots of locals water skiing and generally enjoying themselves. Most of us ended up in the water. This was a midday anchorage. Beautiful blue water.
It's not quite as warm as the last place.
The following day, we stopped at yet another delightful anchorage, rafted up again on the bank. The yacht crew entertained everyone by towing them along on a windsurfer. Even I had a go. The next day we were overtaken by this strange Russian hydrofoil. This is what the sailing was typically like, so I haven't included very much of it in the video. We stayed here for 2 days because there were high winds. It was very beautiful, very Italian stroke Venetian. It was in fact a break not to be sailing every day. There were definite signs of the communist past. Most of us just sat around talking, eating, but it has to be said that the meals weren't wonderful. This is what the lead crew stayed on.
Touristy camera,
Most of the places you stayed at looked very similar. Most of the people there were definitely Slavic. There was a lot of fishing carried out, but fish prices were ridiculously high in the restaurants. Plenty of picture postcard shots wherever you went. They did wear some strange hats though.
I hate this bit.
Yeah.
On the last day, I decided to tie 3 fenders together and be towed behind the boat for a bit of fun. Everybody had a go. It was gorgeous just to drift along in the beautiful, clear, blue, warm water.
Isn't it great? Oh.
As you can see, it was very calm most of the time. Not anything like as windy as I thought Croatia would be. We did have 1 or 2 times when the wind picked up, and on the very last day it did get up to 25 or 30 knots, and 4 of the boats lost their genoas, which were shredded in gusts.
Patchman! Patchman!
That's the lead flotilla boat, which was a very old maxi yacht, absolutely appalling inside. The
Yes.
crew lived on for 6 months.
I lost
without a
my
break.
underwear. Not my underwear, my
They're all
pants.
very good. This was the last stop, Tregear, very near to Split, full of multi-million-pound luxury yachts. Very busy. Lots of lovely alleyways and pathways to walk around with shops, cafes, restaurants. Again, very Italian in nature. This is obviously where the super rich came. Croatia, therefore, is quite different. The water is warm, the scenery beautiful, and the sailing is allegedly quite good, though we only had 3 or 4 days of really decent wind. There's plenty to see and do when you're ashore, if you're lucky enough to stop at some of these interesting towns. Best of all, it's hot and sunny.